Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, Marvel had a sharp wake-up call with Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp into Quantumania, or whatever the hell that bloody film was called. Absolute disaster of a film. In fact, it did reshoots right up until its release. A week before its release, they were reshooting the film, right? Now, the budget to that film has spiraled out of control. Now, we know this because there is brand new tax documents which indicate the budget isn't $200 million. No. The production budget isn't $250 million. No. It isn't even $300 million. No. Marvel spent roughly $330 million on a film which looked like utter excrement. Wow. Genuinely a bit speechless. Because the visual effects were uninspired trash. MODOK looked like garbage. The scenery looked like garbage. It all looked about as bland as what we've seen from the MCU for the past 5 years. More than that actually now. Looked about the same. It's garbage, and it costs nearly $330 million. That is staggering. Absolutely staggering. And these budgets keep blowing way out of control because they just don't have a handle on anything. Literally nothing is controlled at Marvel. They have such piss poor management. You've got a film with a budget of nearly $330 million. Before marketing. And it looked that bad. Godzilla Minus One, however, just rocks up with sub $15 million, about $12 to $13 million production budget. Right. Okay. Shall we have a look? Yes, we shall. Hit subscribe if you're new here, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. And, follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. H Reviews for some more. So this is an article by Forbes, so not some crackpot article. Caroline Reed, who wrote this article, is a senior contributor to Forbes, has done a very, very good job lately of tracking the tax documents which Marvel have been filing in the UK. Now, one of the reasons why they do this, one of the reasons why we're able to track this is because of the filings in the UK. Why are they filing in the UK? Because they're filming a lot in the UK. When they film a lot in the UK, they get a massive tax break. About 25%. It's a little bit higher now. So that's why they've been doing it. But as a result of that, what has been exposed is just the astronomical budgets of these films. And just how truly piss poor the management is. So it's kind of good and bad that I don't want them to have my tax money, obviously. That would be great. Because it's just tax. They just get money. It's very, very annoying. But it is good because it does expose, hopefully, in some way, shape or form, to the shareholders at the very least, that this is a clown show. And it cannot continue the way it is. It simply cannot continue. So Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania set to blow its budget as costs surged to nearly $330 million. Right. So Disney has revealed that it expects last year's Marvel superhero movie Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania to end up over budget after it spends nearly $131.9 million on post-production. Oh, for MODOK? What? What are you spending $131.9 million on in post-production? What are you spending that on, Marvel? How? Again, a good thing to go back to is Godzilla Minus One. Yeah, it's not the be-all and end-all of Hollywood, but my God. When you have a handle on a budget and you know what you're doing and the shots are baked in. I mean, even the creator, right? Let's just liken it to the creator, for instance, right? No matter what you think of the quality of the film, what they did do was fantastic with the budget. It cost about $80 million. Between 60 and 80. I can't remember which one it was. But it doesn't matter. It's under $100 million. Their budget, just for post-production work, is more than that. How? What are you spending the money on? Because it certainly isn't quality visual effects. So anyway, the effects-heavy movie is the third installment in the Ant-Man series and stars Paul Rudd. No wonder they're not going to make another one, for God's sake. Stars Paul Rudd as the eponymous hero who can shrink on command. Wow. So the majority of the movie was set in the quantum realm, which increased the post-production workload after filming wrapped in November. It didn't wrap because they were doing reshoots a week before the release as well. So anyway, that increased the post-production workload. Special effects firms, including Disney's Industrial Light and Magic, which means they're sort of self-dealing a little bit there, created the film's psychedelic visuals, which were incredibly bland and garbage, which sent the cost soaring far beyond the $194.7 million spent on pre-production and filming. I mean, even spending $200 million just on pre-production and filming, I mean, how? And then an extra 120, what was that, 120? Yeah, 131.9 million dollars on post-production. How? That's crazy. Now it says this, although it's hard to tell it from the film, Quantumania was made in the United Kingdom. That's because they were doing just sound stages. So studios filming in the UK benefit from its audiovisual expenditure credit, which gives them a cash reimbursement of up to 25.5% of the money they spend in the country. So at the start of the year, the UK government slightly raised the reimbursement ceiling by 0.5 percentage points in the face of competition from other countries which are offering similar schemes. It has helped to make the UK a dream ticket for movie makers, especially Disney, because they don't make money on these films anymore. Like, the money which they made back from... I mean, they made more money back in the cash reimbursement than they did at the box office. Go figure, hey? That's so funny. So, foreign studios contributed about 77% of the $1.8 billion spent making films in the country last year. However, the reimbursement comes with a catch. So, movie budgets are usually a closely guarded secret, as studios tend to absorb the cost of individual films in their overall expenses and don't itemise the cost of each one. Films shot in the United Kingdom are exceptions to this rule. And that's what I said before when... well, not necessarily. So, a film... A balance sheet of a film... generally speaking, a film gets put on a balance sheet of another film, so they absorb costs that way. But this just exposes the budget's clear cut anyway, which is so funny. So yeah, here you go. Here's the most recent filings, basically. So detective work is required to obtain the financial statements, as the companies often have code names to stop them raising attention with fans when they file permits to shoot on location. The Disney subsidiary behind Quantumania is called Pym Productions 3, in a nod to the Pym particles. So its latest financial statements were lodged in December and cover the year ending December 31st, 2022, which was just over a month before the film was released. The filings reveal its $326.6 million costs, which are a staggering 63.3% higher than the estimate from Variety, which claimed that Quantumania had a production budget of $200 million. Like, I've been saying this for so long that these budgets are insane. I always say this, and I'm like, hey, actually, it's going to cost this much to break even. And people go, meh. And I'm like, I'm vindicated right every single time. Holy shit, this budget was insane. They also have marketing on top of that, by the way. So it's also higher than Disney's own projections, as the financial statements reveal that at the year end, the cost was forecasted to exceed the production budget. It's a marked departure from the outlook the previous year, which said that the pandemic has had a limited impact on the company. Additional costs have been incurred as a result. However, it is still the intention of the company to complete the production within its agreed production schedule and within the agreed budgets. You lie. You lie. This is insane. So, one of Pym Productions' biggest expenses was $20.9 million spent on production staff. $20.9 million on production staff. That was 226 people, costing $20 Basically $21 million on 226 people. What are you doing? That isn't even freelancers and agency workers. What the piss are you doing? That's crazy. That is actually insane. I mean, it grossed $476.1 million. 476, whatever it was. That's madness. Wow. Now they say this, whilst Quantum Mania made a $38 million loss at the box office. No, significantly more than that. That is insane. $476.1 million haul. $476.1 million. That is staggeringly bad loss. That's insane. $330 million production budget. Plus marketing. That film, if you're estimating it to be very conservative, this film would nearly would have had to have reached $1 billion to start breaking even. So you're conservative on the marketing, right? Let's just say, I don't know, $100 million. It wouldn't have been, it'd be much more than that. But let's say that, $430 million. So that's $860 million, so nearly $1 billion, to start breaking even. Why do people still keep putting faith in Bob Iger? Riddle me this. I don't understand. So that is staggeringly high. Awful. Exposes Disney as an absolute clown show. And I think this reveals that we will never, ever, ever, ever see an Ant-Man movie again. Not for a very long time. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.